Hey, happy Sunday. Look, this past Friday, November 14th, we aired our first episode of Kingdom Camouflage Show on Power Influence Radio, Facebook page, and Power Influence Radio YouTube, and also on the Daily Faith Network. We'll repost the replay so y'all can go back and watch it if you missed it. But man, me and my sis Jeanette, shout out to my sis. We got into some stuff. We talked about what's going on right now, right? Because Kingdom Camouflage Show is about what's going on right now in our culture, in our world. But what is the kingdom saying? What is God saying by his spirit throughout all of this? What is God saying behind the scenes, right? So not just what's on the surface, but what's going on in the spiritual world. So we got into some good stuff. I want y'all to go back and watch it because there's some strategy that we got into, some heavenly strategy on how to survive these times, difficult times like this. We're not the only people in history who have seen difficult times. People in biblical times went through famine, went through wilderness seasons. They had to come together to survive. So that's one thing we have to understand, is that just like in Acts in Acts chapter 2, we have to be that. We have to be who the church actually is. We have to help each other. We can't do everything, right? We can't help everyone, but we can do something. So let these difficult times like squeeze us together. Let it squeeze out your generosity. Let it squeeze out your neighbor, your love for your neighbor. Whatever you can help with. We don't all, like, everybody don't have money overflowing to give money. So but God does give seed to the sower. The Bible says God gives seed to the sower and bread to the eater. So that means that he provides what everybody needs through people. So some people are gifted with gifts, like with money. Some people that's their gift. God gifts them to be able to be generous, and they have generous hearts. So they give. If that's your gift, if giving is your gift, do that. Be that. Like be your brother's keeper. And then but also you can. Some people don't have. You can give your gifts. What has God gifted you with? Your time. You can gift that. We need to help each other, right? So that was one strategy, is the unity, the difficult times that's going to bring us together. Also creativity. I say this all the time. God is the creator, right? So he's the source of creativity. He can show you how to get creative with leftovers, creative with your budget, creative in your free time, how to earn money. He's the source of creativity. He's the plug. I say it all the time. He's the plug on creativity. So if you need your creativity open to help you survive difficult times, plug into the source. Ask God to open up your creativity, to make you more creative, to see things and give you creative strategies on how to earn more money, how to maybe that means a job shift, a career shift, whatever it is. Rely on God for that creativity. So it was creativity, it was unity, stewardship came up. My sister brought it up. Jeanette, she being a good steward in these times, because you can't be asking God to help you get out of debt or help you with your finances when you spending your money on Chipotle like 3 times a week. Chipotle getting your money. You partnering with Chipotle, so you making Chipotle rich, or you making Apple rich. You making like all your money is you're partnering. You're showing by your participation and your decisions that you partner with whoever you giving that money to. No, we have to be better stewards in difficult times. We have to be better stewards of what God has given us, right? So partner with God in that. Be mindful of how you spend. Maybe you have to cut down on how much you eat out. Groceries expensive, man. Put that eat out money, the money you was gonna spend on eating out 2 days a week, 3 days a week. That's groceries for a week and a half. Like we have to be better stewards of what we're given. So stewardship was one of them. But also this, I'm gonna say it like this: diversity. Diversity is important. It's unity and diversity. They go hand in hand. They're important. Let me tell you this story. So I mean, I've said this a lot. Like I was raised in New Orleans, right? I live in Buffalo now, but I was raised in New Orleans, so I eat wings and crawfish. I'm very cultural. I'm very cultural in everything. My music I choose to listen to, the food I eat, but I was raised in New Orleans. So in New Orleans, a lot of people know, New Orleans is famous for food, famous for our food, worldwide famous for our food and our culture. But what a lot of people don't know is that the some of the dishes that's like world famous, dishes like red beans and rice, and gumbo, po' boys, these dishes were birthed out of difficult times. Like they go back to the Great Depression, right? So quick story: during the Great Depression, bakers would bake, they would bake their bread, but they couldn't sell it, right? So they would wind up giving bread to people in need, people who needed it. They would give them the stale bread that they couldn't sell. People would take that stale bread, and since they didn't have choice cuts of meat, what they would do is what's available. New Orleans is, if you didn't know, New Orleans is on the Gulf of Mexico, right? So they didn't have choice cuts of meat, but they can go fishing, right? So catfish, shrimp, crawfish, all of this, they would take that and put that on that stale bread. That dish became known as a po' boy. Po' boy. Poor, because it was poor boy. No, a poor boy. Over the years, it became po' boy, and that's a world famous sandwich. If you don't know what a po' boy is, it's like a sub sandwich. It's long with usually catfish or shrimp, crawfish. But this catfish was considered a bottom feeder. Shrimp and crawfish was considered like, I don't want to gross you out, but it's considered like the insects of the sea. It was for poor people. It was scraps. People took those scraps and got creative with it, and made that into something that's now worldwide. It's known. It's famous, and people choose to eat it. But it came out of struggle, and struggle brought people together. The same with gumbo. By the way, my gumbo. I ain't gonna lie, my gumbo is the best gumbo this side of the Mississippi. I don't care who say what. Yes, I will put my gumbo up against yours. Yes, you can get it anytime, any day of the week. My gumbo is that. Yes, yeah. I don't care. I don't care what nobody say, and I don't use pork or none of that. Turkey meat, chicken sausage, all that. Yeah, and it's still better than you heard what it's better than most people's gumbo. So anyway, I digress. But gumbo. Look, gumbo is a world famous dish. But gumbo you can see the cultures, the diversity and the unity in gumbo itself. Gumbo starts with a roux. One day I'm gonna make a gumbo. I'm gonna make a video where I make my gumbo. I'm so confident in my gumbo that I'll give you the recipe and you still can't you can't recreate my exact gumbo. I'll give you the recipe though. I'll lay it out, so you can make yours. Yours ain't gonna be mine though. But gumbo starts with a roux. Flour and oil, right? And it takes time. You gotta really be over the stove doing it, cooking it, keep it moving so it doesn't burn, because you're trying to get it to a good consistency, a good color. This is not a cooking video. I'm trying to let you know it starts with a roux, and then you stretch that roux out. A roux is French. New Orleans has a very has a French influence, influence from Spain. Native American from the Native Americans that there, Africans who were slaves. All these cultures came to get together. You can see the French influence in gumbo, but you can also see what was available. Crawfish, shrimp, all that brought together. You can bay leaf is in there. You can see some of the African. You can see some of the African culture in gumbo. You can see French. You can see you see a amalgamation, right? And look what it comes together to become. It comes together to become something. Maybe Native Americans said, yeah, throw a bay leaf in there. bay leaves that's from this area. That's gonna make it more aromatic. And maybe the French, of course the French said yeah, we start with a roux. It needs a roux and to start with. Who, like, all of these cultures coming together at the Africans of the African side of it, with the veggies or whatever. I don't know if that's the exact cultures that contributed what, but what I'm saying is, when difficult times come, people are forced to survive. We gotta survive. It's not about them over there, or any division, any way we choose to divide ourselves. We gotta, one thing we have in common is that we have to survive. We gotta eat, and when times are tough and difficult like this, we have to come together. And when we come together to contribute something, I contribute my piece, you contribute your piece, they contribute their piece, and we bring it together and make it to make it good. We bring it together in creativity. Some of the best stuff is birthed out of that, right? Gumbo is an example. Red beans and rice is an example. These are struggle meals for real, birthed out of the Great Depression, po' boys, but now they're world famous. Some great things can come out of this. We have to listen to the Spirit. We have to put aside any of our division, and we got to survive. We have to pump up our love for each other and come together, right? That's what I want to make this video about. Us surviving, right? And we can't do it without God. We can't. We're not gonna make it. Our love needs to. We have to love our neighbor as we love ourselves, right? Like Jesus said. All right, that's all I had, man. Y'all go check out the show, Kingdom Camouflage Show. You'll see it on my page. I'll repost it, or it's probably already posted. But also on the Power Influence Radio Facebook page, or Power Influence Radio YouTube channel, and on the Daily Faith Network app. You could download the app and watch the replay. All right, I'm gonna catch y'all next time.